Thanks for tuning in and welcome to spring. As you see, I got my hat on. I have sunglasses on my shirt. I'm all dressed for spring, so I'm very, very excited that it finally arrived. I am here today with Brad. I'm going to let you introduce yourself in a minute about VA loans. I am doing this video to talk to all the people who may be thinking that they want to buy a home and have earned the right, see, I said it right.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm learning. They have earned the right to use the VA loan, and we're going to teach you how to shop a loan. We are going to probably teach some realtors and some lenders how this should be done and how to look for the right lender.
Yep.
And how, what all comes with this. There's a lot of myths that we're going to bust today. So, Brad, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Brad Stinson. I'm a VA home loan specialist and veteran advocate. I also served in the Marine Corps from 2004 to 2008 and fell victim to being talked out of my VA loan. So it took me down the path of becoming a VA home loan specialist because I know that the need is out there for us. We need an advocate to speak on our behalf, and I'm happy to do so.
What do you mean you were talked out of it?
I was told that it wasn't possible to have two VA loans at one time, and that's a 100% myth. So I've paid an additional, I don't know, $12,000 to $14,000 in fees and PMI, and
because, and I will tell you, I've been in the business for 16 years. I'm Michelle Gordon with the Gordon Group JH Realty Partners out of Ada, Michigan. I pride myself on education. Our state only requires us to have 6 hours a year, and I bust that out of the water because everything I need to know or should know, I go to an educational event, and I think of myself as being pretty knowledgeable about lending programs. I didn't know anything, did I?
made your husband happy too.
Right?
Her husband is Army.
My husband's Army, my father was Army, and I just didn't know anything. Now, I know that our first home that we purchased was VA. Mm-hmm. I believe my husband and I were talking about this after I took your class, which you gotta take. After I took your class, I told my husband, I said, did you know we could have had a second VA? Because he wanted to do it again. And we were told we couldn't do it again. And my husband is now pissed that we didn't get to do the second VA. Because we were told that same myth.
Yeah. And everybody assumes that us veterans know our benefits, and it's just 100% false.
So what I understand from your class is that when you guys are going home, you serve your time, you have to go to something what you call, what is it?
It's called a TAMS class, Transition Assistance Military Personnel.
So one of the things it covers is buying a home, right?
Yeah, so it's an 8-hour class, death by PowerPoint, put on by the VA, and it's just not right. It's not humanly right because you have to sit in a room with all these other out processing Marines, Navy, whoever is there, and they're talking to you about all the VA benefits. The VA benefits are great benefits, but guess what? My mind is on 13 days and a wake up, and I'm out of this place.
You're thinking about your loved ones, going to the bar maybe, going, whoever.
The welcome party home.
Yeah, you're not thinking about, okay, I could buy a house.
I know the couple things that I took out, and the more and more veterans I talk to, they also took out of it, and they hear that the VA is a guaranteed loan. Well, yes, kind of, but it's not what the guarantee that you think of. So I'm ready to take care of those myths and explain, and let's get more veterans into homes.
So on this video, the first thing I want to tell you, if you follow me, you know about once a week, sometimes more, depending on how many loans blew up that month or that week, that not all lenders are created equal. I say it all the time. I really say you need to shop it. You might go to your bank where you've deposited for years and they're a great, great deposit client or company, but there might not be the best place for you to get your loan. It was so funny because I was just talking to someone today who is a lender who thought the VA loan was very difficult to do, and you're like, what? And so there's a lot of people that don't know this myth, not just me, not just Joe Public, but lenders don't even know.
And it's nobody's fault either. It's just, they don't know what they don't know.
Right.
And that's the sad part. So I've taken it upon myself to know what they don't know.
So I am very, very pleased. So if you are a home seller or thinking about selling your home, if you have your home on the market right now and your VA buyer may be the best buyer, please don't throw that out. So what happens is that as a realtor and a buyer's agent, we go into a multiple offer situation, and the first thing we hear people say is, I'm going to throw out all the VA loans. Oh my God. Oh my God. I had a VA seller throw out a VA loan because he was told it was not a good loan.
Well, okay. My first question is why? We've earned, we've gone to battle for this country. We're willing to die for this country. Why the hell are our offers inferior?
Right. Even if it was a little bit more expensive, why wouldn't you give them at least a look-see of the offer?
Right.
At least give them that opportunity.
But I understand that, when you compare an offer of $200,000 that's a conventional offer versus a VA, somebody is telling the seller, some involved party is telling the seller that, hey, if you accept this VA offer, you have to pay these additional fees, and B, the appraisals are harder, and C, they're harder to close, right? So chances of these actually, if you accept the VA offer, from going from accepted offer to close is very minimal. I don't know who's saying that,
but not true.
It's 100% false.
So it's not true, not true, not true. So you may not snip any part of this video because there will be untruths that will get out there that's not true. If you replay this video, it needs to be in its entirety, or you cannot share it at all. So anyway, so you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. So the seller's fees, that all boils down to your origination. All right, there's an origination charge that's capped at 1% of the loan. Now, there's two different ways in which you can charge that. All right, and that's all 100% on your lender. So it's very important that you understand this as veterans. When you talk to a lender and they are going to charge you a flat 1% origination charge, which is the first way that they can do it, they're charging you, the veteran, 1% of the overall purchase price of the home. That allows for...
So let's make it easy numbers. Say that the house was $200,000.
Yeah, if the house is $200,000, they're charging you $2,000 to write your loan.
Is that all the fees that veteran, the veteran can be charged?
Correct.
That is it.
It's meant for a one-shot, one-kill type fee. So
your lender has just now ate up all of it.
Correct. So it's very popular with very common with the online friendly, veteran friendly companies.
People that like to do rocket type things, right?
It's not rocket science.
So anyway,
if you charge that 1%, they are going to collect that $2,000 for themselves.
Right.
Easiest way to put it.
Right.
Now, there's another way that you can do it to make your VA offer look more competitive, and that is the collective method. All right. So if you take me at Caliber, we charge $800 origination. So the $800 origination minus the $2,000 that we started with as our cap, that leaves us with $1,200 left over that the veteran can help kick in and pay for fees, such as the pest and termite.
The title closing fee, anything like that. They could probably even throw in a home warranty in there if they wanted to. And so you're allowed to pay those fees. So what happens is, if I can put it in a little simpler terms as a realtor talk, when you go in to write an offer, you write your most aggressive offer because we're a multiple offer situation. If you're asking the seller to pay additional fees for you because the lender just ate up all your allowable fees, that $500 or $300 is going to make all the difference in the world.
Correct.
So sometimes the offers, we just had one where there was 3 offers and they were nearly identical. If they're that way, then they have to decide. They have to go, I don't know who to decide who to pick. They're going to say, this one's going to cost me $300 more, I'm going to throw it out.
Correct.
Right? So we don't want that to happen.
And it really infuriates me hearing it like every weekend. Mom, we're not going to take the VA offers. Why? Why? Can you give me a reason why?
So when you go to shop your loan, and please shop your loan, know within a 30-day period, you're allowed to shop it as many times as you want, and it does not affect your credit score, okay?
And even a hard credit pull, even if it's 2 months down the road, it's not a huge factor in your credit score.
So if there's a lender telling you it's going to hurt your credit to shop it, then there's probably something wrong with their loan.
And you should leave that lender immediately.
Yes, I agree. Yes. So anyway, ask 2 questions. How do you charge? I'm on a VA loan. How do you charge? Is it 1% origination fee, or what's the other word? Or is it collective? Or is it collective?
You can just ask them flat out. Do you charge a flat 1% origination fee? And if they say yes,
then go.
Kick rocks. I'll see you later. I'm going to go find a new lender.
Because that's not going to make you a competitive buyer in this market. All right, so number one, how to shop for your loan. I think we took care of that. Now you have 6 myths that you like.
Correct. So I put together, with the help of Military Mortgage Bootcamp, we put together this myth busting presentation, and it's my goal to train as many agents that will listen to me go over these myths. The first one, 0 down equals weak buyer. Number 2, VA loans are harder to get through underwriting or harder to close. VA loans take longer to close. The seller has to pay for the veteran's fees, which we just discussed that one. The 5th one is you can only have 1 VA loan in your lifetime, which is 100% false. And the appraisals are tougher.
So the 0 down, I don't know, when we're looking at offers, I'll tell you why number 1 is the hardest one to bust. Because when we're looking at competitive offers and we see this person has money, this person's put a significant amount of money down, because what happens is that the vet puts very little money down because they can.
But they were willing to give their life.
But they were willing to give your life. That's right. So it doesn't mean they're a weak buyer. They could have all kinds of money in the bank.
If you look at the credit profile from FHA buyer versus the VA buyer of 2017, it's amazing how much better the VA buyer is. Their credit score is almost 80 points higher. Their average monthly, or how much money they make every year, is $22,000 more. And their average loan amount is $74,000 more. So
it's a stronger, more secure buyer. We closed several last year, and I have to tell you, the process of it was so much easier because, excuse my words, it was no bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because they're so well trained in the service, but there's no bullshit. Like, if we tell them they have to get this paperwork in, they get that paperwork.
Well, I can tell you that I can't speak for every veteran. Not every veteran, veteran's the exact same, but 9 out of 10 of them have such an appreciation for life as we know it now, because we've seen hell and we've come back. So we appreciate the freedoms that we have here, and we're proud Americans.
So to keep trying to keep this video shorter, I just want to dispute the appraisal one, because I think that's a big one.
Okay.
So let's dispute the appraisal.
Okay. So the appraisal, FHA appraisal comes in, list price of $200,000. FHA appraisal says 180,000 is the value. What happens with your clients? What do they do?
Is my client the seller or the buyer?
The buyer. Let's say the buyer.
Okay, so we have a low appraisal comes in, and we hear about that. We say, well, do you want to fight it? Do you want me to try to fight it?
And how often, when you fight it, are you able to?
Not anymore. Let me tell you, I used to be able to fight them all the time, but now the rules have changed.
No, thank you, 2008.
Yes. It ain't 2008. But so the rules have changed. I can't talk to anybody anymore. It has to go through channels.
So what's the likelihood that value is going to go up at all?
And not at all. And they're coming in low. We've already had, what are we, April? Well, no, beginning of May. We've already had 3 appraisals come in low this year.
Okay.
And I've heard other people. So they're going to be coming in low.
Well, with a VA appraisal, first of all, they're not tougher because they're the exact same scorecard as FHA. All right. So it's not a FHA versus VA problem. It's an appraisal problem.
Right.
Okay. But the VA is the only loan product that allows 2 ways for agents and lenders to have a say in the value of the property if the value cannot be determined by the appraiser. So if a VA appraiser comes out to appraise a property and he or she cannot determine, okay, where did you come up with $200,000? I can't find it. They're going to call Tidewater. Tidewater allows 48 hours for both agents and lender to pull comps, comparative sales, and try to determine the value of the home.
So we can actually have a say in that.
You have a say and influence of value.
So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, before you throw out that VA offer and you think you got a really good value, a really good price for your home, you better hope it's a VA offer, because we can't talk to anybody anymore.
Correct. Now, if I've seen a lot of listing agents say, oh, absolutely not. They're almost offended by it, right? It's a $200,000 home. So they're not going to participate in Tidewater. Okay, so be it. The next step is going to be reconsideration of value. All right. So that's another way in which that we could increase the value or decrease the value, however it works. But that is done at the VA level, and it's done with a SAR, Staff Appraisal Reviewer. All right, so it's out of our hands. It goes to the SAR level at the VA, and every lender has a SAR at their bank or wherever they're at, and the SARs hash it out. Sometimes it's kind of a crapshoot. You don't know if it's going to take a week. It could take 28 days. All right, but you just really don't know. So you're highly encouraged to get involved during Tidewater during those 48 hours. Pull the comps and put together a plan, because the whole thing is we want to put more veterans into homes.
We do. And the other point I want to make is, in my experience last year, the VA loans that we did, and the reason why they went VA was because there were benefits, not because they didn't have money. Mm-hmm. All right, so a lot of times our FHA buyers will choose FHA for a couple of reasons. One of them is going to be because they really need their 3.5% down. Mm-hmm. They really don't have a lot of money in the bank.
Correct.
Many times our vets have money in the bank.
Correct.
So if they really like your home and now they're putting nothing down, there's money to, if they really wanted to keep it anyway, mm-hmm. they have money to pay the difference.
Correct.
Where if we have a conventional 20% down, there's no money left over, or they did the FHA and there's no money left over. A lot of times there is.
Correct.
There's things that we can do if we really wanted to make this deal work out.
Yeah, so it's just important, like, just don't discard a VA offer. I mean, there's a lot of great things that come out about it, but there's so many myths out there. There's not enough me's in West Michigan to help us these myths. But I'm slowly finding people like Michelle here who are also veteran advocates. They just don't know how to get their message out, and we're going to get it out.
We're going to, you know me, you know me, you know that this is going to fly. So anyway, one last thing I wanted to touch base on is creative thinking. I like creative thinking. Yep. So creative thinking, if you are a homeowner and you have a home on a VA loan, you want to buy a second home, you can apply for that second VA, and if you qualify, I'm going to need you to do a little bit more on this. You could totally go and get that second home.
All right. So let's say that you got out of the branch, whatever branch you served in, and you purchased a home. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home for you and 2 of your best friends, right? And fast forward 5 years, now you have a wife and 2 kids. That house is too small for you, but you want to keep it because it's a great house. You can make money off of it. Mm-hmm. You absolutely can with the VA home loan, and it's all ties around your entitlement, which is earned when you've earned the VA benefit. So you could, as long as your finances and entitlement matches up, it's very possible for you to purchase 1 additional home, 2 additional, you could have 3, 4, just as long as there's entitlement remaining, you can purchase another home.
Yeah.
Using your VA home loan benefit, which is 0 down payment.
Right. Now, you like them not to do 0 down the second time, right?
It does. It's up to them. I mean, really, it all wraps around the funding fee. If you put 0 down for the funding fee, now, if you have any service-connected disability starting at 10% or higher, that's waived.
About that.
All right, but the down payment, if you don't have a service-connected disability, there's a funding fee which helps defray the costs associated with the VA home loan program, which is financed into the loan. All right, so if you put 0 down, the first time used for active duty is 2.15%. Any other time you use your VA home loan benefit, so to purchase another home with 0 down, you'd be looking at 3.3% funding fee. So you are rewarded for putting down a down payment.
Yeah, which we figure by that time you probably worked well and has some savings, and that's a good thing.
But don't forget, you've earned that 0 down.
Yes, we're not trying to say don't use it. Please use it. You've earned it. And I'm here to help in any way that I can. Brad's here to help any way that we can. There's so much more information we want to teach you, and we want you to reach out to us. So realtors, home buyers, home sellers, he knows it all. I know this much. So anyway, how do they get a hold of you?
You can find my contact at www.teambradStinson.com, or you can hit me up on Facebook, or
you can reach out to me and I will make the connection. You can call, text, email. My phone number is 616-443-0596. My email is Michelle Gordon, Michelle, Gordon, Gordon, at GordonGroupGR.com. You can Facebook message me, however, I get it all, so don't worry about it. And if you're not from the state of Michigan, you can still reach out to us because you'll make a connection.
I have a large network of people through Military Mortgage Boot Camp, loan officers who think just like me, have the same training as me, and they're kicking ass and taking names across the country. So I'll be happy to refer you to one of them. And yeah, you overachiever. I will give my phone number too if you. No.
Good. And I'm a member of CRS, and so which is a national organization, and I have a lot of realtors that also feel like I do, and you can reach out to me and I can refer you to a really great agent in your area. So how do you make that sound you guys make in the Marines? It's like ooh-ah or something like that. How does that go?
It's oorah.
Oorah. See, I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, you just kind of did. All right. The VA loan is a great loan program. Don't forget that. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. I'm here for you. Semper Fi. Have a good week.
All right. Cheers.